Evidence does not always disappear because it is weak. Sometimes it disappears because it is uncomfortable. A quiet room, curtains half drawn, dust floating in a single beam of afternoon light. A laptop sits open on the table, paused on a line that changes everything. Someone stares at it without blinking. Fingers hover above the trackpad. The throat tightens, then relaxes. The tab closes. Nothing dramatic happens next. The room looks the same. The light does not shift. The body exhales as if danger has passed. Inside, something has been removed. Not argued with, not disproven. Removed. The mind is skilled at this kind of cleanup. When information threatens stability, it does not always fight it. It edits around it. Attention drifts. Memory softens. Meaning reorganizes so the evidence no longer fits anywhere important. The process feels natural, almost automatic, like tidying a space before sleep. From the outside, it looks like ignorance. From the inside, it feels like relief. The nervous system settles. The story regains coherence. And once coherence returns, the absence of evidence feels justified. This is not about lying. It is about survival through omission. And once omission becomes familiar, reality begins to thin quietly.
Number 10. A man skims an article on his phone while standing in line. He reaches a paragraph that contradicts what he believes. His eyes slow, then jump ahead. His finger scrolls faster. This is attentional filtering. The brain selectively allocates focus away from threatening information. Attention is limited and guided by emotional relevance. Threatening data triggers avoidance. Cause leads to effect. Reduced attention weakens encoding. And that's where it fades. What is not fully seen never fully enters memory. The evidence dissolves before it can settle.
9. A woman recalls a debate from last week. She remembers winning. The opposing arguments feel vague, unfinished. She blinks once, satisfied. This is memory reconstruction bias. Memory reshapes itself to support preferred outcomes. Recall is an active process, not retrieval. Details are rebuilt to match current beliefs. Cause produces effect. Inconvenient facts lose clarity over time. That's the quiet erosion. The memory feels complete. What is missing does not feel absent, it feels irrelevant.
Number 8. A man hears a statistic that unsettles him. He nods politely, then later repeats a different number he heard elsewhere. This is selective retention. Information aligned with belief is stored more deeply. Emotional congruence strengthens memory consolidation. Cause leads to effect. Disliked evidence decays faster. And that's the imbalance. Both facts were heard, only one survives long enough to matter.
Number 7. A woman dismisses a report by questioning its source. She does not read further. Her jaw loosens after the decision. This is source derogation. Attacking credibility replaces engaging with content. Discrediting the source reduces the need to process threatening material. Cause produces effect. Evaluation stops before integration. That's the shortcut. The evidence does not need to be wrong. It only needs to be from the wrong place.
Number 6. A man reframes a piece of data as an exception. He gestures once as if setting it aside. This is exception framing. Outliers are used to protect the main belief. The brain isolates anomalies to preserve the dominant model. Cause leads to effect. Evidence is quarantined, not absorbed. And that's the containment. The belief remains intact. The evidence is locked in a box labeled irrelevant.
Number 5. A woman repeats her conclusion without revisiting the data that led there. Her voice sounds certain. Her eyes do not search. This is conclusion dominance.
Endpoints override supporting structure. Once a conclusion feels settled, underlying evidence loses importance. Cause produces effect. Details decay while the headline remains. That's the collapse. The conclusion stands alone, detached from the facts that once supported or challenged it.
Number 4. A man avoids opening a folder labeled with information he knows will disturb him. He opens another file instead. This is anticipatory avoidance. Expected discomfort redirects behavior. Prediction of emotional cost alters information seeking. Cause leads to effect. Avoidance prevents exposure entirely. That's the preemptive erase. What is never accessed cannot challenge anything.
Number 3. A woman explains away conflicting evidence as context. She smiles slightly while doing so. This is contextual dilution. Threatening facts are softened by reframing. Reinterpretation reduces impact without denial. Cause produces effect. Meaning shifts until tension dissolves. That's the smoothing process. The evidence remains, but its edges are filed down until it no longer cuts.
Number 2. A man states his belief with increased confidence after hearing opposition. His posture straightens. This is belief reinforcement under threat. Challenge strengthens commitment. Threat activates defensive consolidation. Cause leads to effect. Opposition accelerates internal hardening. That's the paradox. The evidence meant to change the belief ends up fortifying it.
Number 1. A woman lies awake replaying only the parts of a conversation that support her view. The rest feels distant. The clock ticks evenly. This is motivated forgetting. The mind actively suppresses unwanted information. Forgetting reduces internal conflict. Cause produces effect. Peace is purchased with omission. That's the final erase. The evidence does not feel rejected. It feels gone.
The mind does not erase evidence out of malice. It does it out of care. Care for stability. Care for coherence. Care for a version of reality that can be lived inside without constant friction. The process works quietly because it must. Loud erasure would feel dishonest. What disappears first are not facts, but discomfort, then nuance, then alternatives. Over time, the remaining picture feels complete, even as entire sections have been removed. The calm that follows feels earned. Awareness does not restore erased evidence automatically. It reveals the mechanism that made erasure feel reasonable. It exposes the moment when relief outweighed curiosity, when comfort replaced examination. That moment often feels like rest, like choosing not to think about something tonight, like closing a tab and promising to return later. Later rarely comes. Reality does not vanish all at once. It thins, and what remains feels solid only because nothing is left to challenge it.